Yo, what is up everyone? I'm Solar Wolf, and as you can see, we are back here at my workstation for the PC. We've got our new water cooler. This is a Vetroo. This is the Lurker V240, so this is a 240 fan setup. So that's two 120s on a radiator. Water cooling unit, it's all RGB. So today we're going to work on getting this installed. I've got fresh thermal paste and everything, so we don't have to worry about that. And without any further ado, let's unbox this and see what we got going on. I'm really excited for this, guys. So, okay. So already we got foam powder. Looks like we've got our installation guide. Okay, so that's the back of the motherboard. Those are the bracers. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting stuff out. We've got our control box. It looks like for the RGB. We've got our RGB splitter hookup. So that is a splitter for the RGB fans. So they'll only take one slot, which is really nice. The screws and framing. Our two fans, which if we decide not to go water cooling, guys, these will be good for just, airflow. But we want these for the radiator. As you can see, they're just, daisy chainable and stuff, which is nice. You can daisy chain them together and then, splitter them if you want. And let's get a look at this radiator. So this is the standard Vetroo radiator. Take this box out of the way, or at least set up like that so we can take a better look. But as you can see, it's got great micro meshing here for it, so that's very, very nice. You want to be careful when touching these. They're very, very sensitive. They will bend and stuff, so you got to be careful with that. But otherwise, it's a perfect unit, so this is what we're going to be putting onto our computer's motherboard today. Alright, so we're going to need the bracing brackets because they go onto the cooling system. Let's get everything out. Grab our toolkit, thermal paste, and paste applicator. Come on, applicator. Quit fighting me. Thank you. So this is just NX4 thermal paste. We have our applicator. So before we go and apply this to our build, we are going to want to remove this air filter, or not air filter, our airflow radiator. So let's go ahead and unhook this, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So we want to unhook the fan piece from here, because that's your fan power for this. And then we will want to pull that off. We're going to pull out our CPU so we can wipe it down. So we're going to be wiping down the CPU so we can clean it from the old paste that's on there. I did originally set this here because I was going to run an all airflow build, but I had decided to go with water cooling for this most recent build because I wanted to eventually throw an i9 13th gen into it. We're going to be starting with what's in it right now is an i5 10th gen. So that's a thing. But it will be eventually upgraded to an i9 13th gen. Slowly but surely, guys. We don't want to go and overdo it right off the bat, because, you got to think about cost and things when you build your own PC, as there are just a lot of costs involved. Just got to make certain all these pegs come free. Okay, so it's now just being held on. There we go. So as you can see, we've got all this old thermal paste here, guys, that needs to come off of both both objects, because this is going to be stored so I can use it for a PC that uses a laptop CPU and GPU. But we will need to pull this i5 and clean it, so we'll want to wipe it down. I've got paper towels and stuff for that. And then we will be reapplying thermal paste and connecting our new piece. I'm just going to take a look here real quick, guys. This will be the first water cooler I've installed in years, so I just want to take a look and make certain. So that's just the parts list. Okay. So that's really, realistically, just a parts list. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this clean. I know I'm sitting here kind of dickering around, guys. I apologize, but now I am happy that this is an Intel motherboard. It means that I don't have the risk of crushing pins. So I'm very happy about that. Go ahead and get this cleaned up so we can get it put back in and get some fresh paste onto it. Go. Because yeah, you want to get rid of any old paste that you have on there. Just because the older pastes will cause an interference with a new paste job. So you really don't want any of your paste from your last setting sitting onto it, if you can avoid it. Sometimes you'll find some that just gets kind of stuck in a nook and a cranny there. You can use an ultra fine toothbrush to get that out. They make toolkits for it as well. My toolkit has a brush and cleaning tool for just that kind of thing. So luckily I've got a really nice toolkit for PC repair and building. So as you can see, it comes with a tool just for this kind of thing. Just kind of get it in there and get all the crap out. You don't want that on there. It'll cause an interference with the fresh layer. Alright, so we've got that cleaned up. We can put this back into its frame. Always make certain, guys, when you put it in, that it reads upwards so it actually reads correctly. You put one of these in upside down, it's not going to work. You also want to be very, very careful, especially with the AMD sets because of the external pins. So we've got that cleaned. So now, guys, I'm going to show you my application of thermal paste. Let's go ahead and move that in just a bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. But as you can see, here's our flat panel for the paste. You're going to want to put just enough to coat the device. Okay. Just want to smooth this out so that it covers everything. Now this is actually one of the harder cases to spread in because of its shape. So as you can see, I'm having to be very gentle about where I'm spreading it. Because we want it to reach all the edges with no air bubbles. See how I've got this air bubble forming here? We want to make certain that the thermal paste gets down into that so it doesn't. There we go. See, nice even coating. Want to make certain it's as flat as you can get it. Like that. There we go. Nice even coating all over the top. We can wipe this clean, because you don't want to put this away with the thermal paste on it. That's just not something you want. You get that stuff all over everything. And let me tell you guys, this gets all over everything. Alright, so we've got that taken care of. The next thing we're going to want to do is get this piece put down onto it. Since I plan on top mounting it like this in the case, so I'm going to top mount it like this. So we're going to want it to sit there like that. So we will need to put this at the back. This is the rear frame piece that would go where your normal silverback frame piece is. This is what will take its place. You'll want to make certain you check with your instructions to make certain you know how it's going to lay out. And tear off the double-sided adhesive. So we got the double-sided adhesive set. This is going to sit right here. Because this is the frame that the cooler is going to lock down to. So we want to put that on the back. And then once we get that set up, we can place the cooler like this. We're going to want it to sit on top like this. Cabling out of the way. Set that there. Let's get these added. And you guys can enjoy the montage of me putting it in. Okay, so we have it on. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to put the fans on it and get it into the case. So, let's do that. Get this cleaned up a bit first so we can move the case. Okay, so this is a Lian Li mid-range for micro builds. It will only hold a Micro ATX or ITX, Micro ITX. So basically, smaller motherboards or laptop motherboards can fit into this pretty much. But I really like it because it's got the RGB fans at the front. Which we've got, these are 160s in the front. So they're the large fans. The ones going onto the radiator are going to be the 120s. So let's go ahead and open this up. So I can show you guys all of the internals. So this is tempered glass. You have to be careful with it. We're just going to put that somewhere safe. Because of course, the last thing we want, guys, is to break our brand new PC's front glass. But as you can see, there's a lot of good building space in here. Your motherboard's going to go into this area here. As you can see, they've got rubber grommeting, lots of cable management. This also came with both zip ties as well as some Velcro strap ties, which is nice. But we've got to open up the back of this. Extra zip tie. Okay. So now that we've got the whole thing opened up, we can finagle in the motherboard. So we'll want to lay this down today. Looks like we got a bunch of spare stuff sitting in the back that I forgot about, including the SATA drive for it, additional fans if we need them, and yeah, definitely wiring up under there would be fine. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's grab our motherboard and cooler. Just set that over the edge like that. Like I said, this is my first liquid cool, my first water cool system, so there it goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these screwed into place, and then we will get the radiator put in. Let's grab our screws. We've still got some areas we've got to get some bolts into. I love that this thing's got a magnetic head on it, you guys. It makes this so easy for me. Another thing I want to stress, guys, is when you're bolting one of these down, you do not want to use the wrong screws. You don't want to over-tighten or over-torque it. You will crack your motherboard. The moment you crack a motherboard, it's worthless. So you got to be careful with that one, guys. It's just really, really important that you take good care of it as you're putting it together. Because the last thing I'm sure any of us want to do is accidentally break our PC. So, as you can see, guys, I've got it kind of finagled in, and this is all set up. Got the motherboard in. So, this is actually going to sit here. And we're going to want to put it like here. This way the fans aren't going to interfere with any of the, uh-oh. We might have fan interference, guys. I might not be able to do this. But, let's see. So, we want these to be push fans, so they're going to get mounted like that. I have a couple of these. So I'm putting the fans on before setting the radiator, or at least one fan. I'm trying to check for clearance, guys, so I want to make certain that the fans are going to clear the other things, and it looks like they are, so that's beautiful. Let's get this turned up so we can start putting the radiator in. So we want to get this one screw set just for keeping it where we want to mount it. And we're just going to go ahead and put these all in. Wrong one. Actually looking for these larger ones. Okay, these larger ones are what will actually sit on the frame, guys. You don't want to unintentionally use the wrong screw because you run the potential of just having it not sit in where it's supposed to. We don't, you know. So, we want it to sit as flush to the top as possible. And this is going to be our exhaust, so we definitely want this, you know, up against the exhaust area and all of that. just go ahead and do that. I don't need to support the thing anymore. It's bolted in pretty well on the rear there. So we're just going to go ahead and get these the rest of the way done, and then I'll flip it around and show you guys. Now, I will openly admit, guys, I'm a fan of a channel called Jay's 2 Cents. And I've been binge watching a lot of his micro builds, and that's what gave me the idea to build a computer for the channel, you know, and then all of that. So, we've got it installed. So I wanted to show you, you guys can clearly see here that it is installed in the top. Now when it comes down to where it's placed, unfortunately, guys, there is a little bit of a gap and not much where your RAM sticks sit. So, let me go ahead and grab that, show you guys what I mean. So, when we get down into here, as you guys can see there, it's barely got the clearance needed. Like, it's literally just a few millimeters away. And so, as you guys can see, you have to really, really think about a micro build when you're doing it. Because you never know. You could end up accidentally costing yourself space and other things. So you really want to take your time with it. You want to make certain that when you're doing this, that you're doing it the right way. Anyhow, let's go ahead and finish installing these fans. We can kind of finagle the cooling loops so we can get to those screw holes. And we will just get these in. And that will pretty much end today's video, guys. So, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I love you so much. And, you know, this is going to be the new PC, gaming PC, streaming PC for the channel. And so it's really fun that I could share this journey, or at least this part of the journey with you guys, while we get a decent gaming PC for the channel made. Now, when you're doing this, guys, you do have to kind of finagle your tool around behind or under the cabling. But we're going to have it set up so that the radiator's at the top anyways and above the pump. You do want to make certain, guys, I cannot stress this enough. You must make sure your pump is below your reservoir. So if you have just a basic radiator like this, you want your pump below it. If you have the full liquid cool system where it's got the full, you know, glass tubes and all of the, you know, bent tubing and things, pump below your reservoir. It's still got to be that way, or you end up with air in your pump. When you get air in your pump, it corrodes the pump. It can no longer push liquids. Your system does. You pretty much effectively kill your computer that way. So you have to be careful with that kind of thing, guys. But looks like we are just about done with these. So I'm going to go ahead and take this as a good time to end the video. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I've only got just a little bit more to go. And we will have our air cooling, or our water cooling system installed. And that makes me very, very happy. In the next video, guys, for the PC build, we are going to be adding a new 13th gen i5. We will, or 12th gen i5, sorry, 12th gen. It is 12th gen, it's not 13th gen. And so you guys know, this actually is probably one of the nicest toolkits I've ever owned. It's got a flexi for the screws and stuff. So if I needed to get in there like this, I can still get it all nice and tight. Because we definitely want to. Anyhow, guys, again, I keep saying I'm going to end the video and then I keep going on a rant. I apologize. I kind of wanted to finish the installation of fans and things so I could at least stand it up for you guys. And you guys could get a good look at the inside. And I will be hooking all the wiring and stuff up later. And then once the power supply and stuff comes in, guys, which will also be within the next week or so. There we go. All right. So, our water cooling system is in. I love it. I actually really like this, guys. Now this did come with a magnetic mesh filter for the top. Which, due to the fact that I'm only using a 240 rad here, instead of like a wider 260 or 280, there's a bit of airflow here that I would want to keep the dust off of. So just keeping this here would be good enough for that, due to all the airflow that will be coming out of it because of all the positive pressure here. Because these are 160s, these are 120s. You will have plenty of positive air pressure in here because of this. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I love your faces. Bye.